A society to have order and to protect its citizens must have rules. Rules or laws are created and agencies are formed to enforce the rules. In the United States, you are innocent until proven guilty. Our judicial system, our courts, have the task of determining guilt. When guilt is found, the courts mete out the consequences. If we follow the rules of our society, we may never have to face the bar of justice inside a criminal courtroom. Join us now as we see an actual Lake County court in session.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm Judge Miller. Could all of you, including visitors, please raise your right hands? Do each of you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, and this you do under the pains and penalty of perjury? Okay, thank you. You can put your hands down. Each of you has a right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. When you get to the microphone, I need to know if you're under 18. I need to know if you're not a citizen of the United States. If you're not a citizen of the United States, pleading today could affect your immigration status. If you're on probation or parole, I need to know that because pleading today could affect your status on probation or parole. If you plead today, you're giving up your right to have a trial and to have an attorney represent you at that trial. If you're sentenced today on a criminal charge, you need to go to room 105 and either pay the mandatory costs or sign up for the payment plan. The least the mandatory cost can be is $273, and that's in addition to whatever we do here. Dante Morgan. Mr. Morgan, you are charged with possession of marijuana.
I apologize, Your Honor. He's not on my docket here or the add-ons. If you want to give me just a couple of minutes, I'll pull up his history and we can...
All right, let me give you the file. Okay. Could you have a seat at the table, and we'll try to get you an offer in just a moment. Adeline Cueto? Miss Coto. Yes?
I got stopped on the way fixing my license.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I'm not letting Miss Annie leave just in case we need Miss Annie's help here.
Oh, okay.
Are you more comfortable in Spanish?
No, I'm good.
Don't go yet, Miss Annie. Okay, Miss Coto, driving while license suspended. Do you have a valid driver's license now?
I got everything, but I got a SR22 they requested for me, and I paid it for 6 months, but they told me they cannot take this. This is the paper proving that I paid it for 6 months.
Okay, the reason you're suspended is because they say your eyes aren't good enough for you to drive.
No.
Yes.
Well, I got the doctor paper. He gave me
Deputy
this.
into her, could you show her the record? This says she didn't bring the proof to the driver's license department about her vision. Could you show her where it says that on the record?
They telling me 2 different things then.
Look at the record right here.
Okay, see, this is the doctor thing. He's allowed me to drive. Right here.
Thank you, ma'am. All right, can we have a new printout on Miss Coto, please? All right, could you have a seat while we get a new printout, please?
Okay.
Why did I put Dante Morgan aside?
Dante, oh, the possession of marijuana. Yes.
You were going to read it? Is that? You didn't have it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Dante Morgan, back up, please. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Your Honor. The offer would be an adjudication of guilt, 6 months probation with early termination upon $200 fine, a drug eval, and any recommended treatment, and 2 clean screens at least 30 days apart. And we'd ask that if he does not complete the treatment, that his driver's license be revoked for 2 years.
Okay, if you complete the treatment, we don't touch your driver's license.
Okay.
You're going to take that? All right, Ms. Papula, could you repeat it again for Miss Angie to write up?
Sure. It is an adjudication of guilt, 6 months probation with early termination upon payment of a $200 fine, obtain a drug evaluation and complete any recommended treatment, and 2 clean screens at least 30 days apart, and his driver's license will be revoked for 2 years if the treatment is not completed.
Okay, have a seat, please. Ms. Cotto, could you come back up, please? Ms. Cotto, your license is still suspended because you have not turned this in to the driver's license department. So you went and got the exam, but you didn't take this to Astatula.
I went to the DMV
Where?
in, right here on 27.
Right here on, 27's not right here
I'm
anywhere.
sorry, I don't know this area well. I live over there on 27, Claremont.
In Claremont, okay.
And the lady told me I needed a SR 27. So I got
22,
the
SR 22.
I got it, and I paid it for 6 months. Then she said the vision, they needed to finish, the doctor needed to put his ID and stuff, and I got this right here, the copy, because it was
Can I
faxed
see
to me.
that too, please?
And this is the SR 22, it's paid in full, and she told me that I needed to wait for the pink paper that they sent for the SR. She would not accept that unless I get the pink paper. And then I just need to bring that, and they give me my license back.
Okay. So this is all her proof. So meanwhile, on the day you were stopped for this case, you were not allowed to be driving.
And I was running around trying to do all this.
But you weren't allowed to be driving.
Yeah, I know. I understand that. It's my fault.
And State, you're wanting jail time for what reason?
I believe there's one prior on the same, is it on the same suspension?
All right, she had a
Just
prior.
had one back in March, it looks like. No, I'm sorry.
No, you're
Yeah,
correct.
March, yeah.
I just sentenced her March 20th to a driving while license suspended. And I put you on probation.
And I paid the probation and everything, and that's when I got stopped, is when I was trying to go to the bank to get the money to fix everything.
But you weren't allowed to drive. So now this violates your probation too. So this is jail time. The first time we gave you a break,
Is
But
there any
you
way that
drove
I
again.
can get a lawyer? Or
certainly.
please, so I don't make no jail. 'cause
State
I don't
can
want-
ask for up to a year in jail. Right now, the state's asking for 5 days. This is the second time you got caught driving within a few months. You knew you were not allowed to drive. I personally sentenced you, and then you went out and drove again.
I just don't want to go. I don't want to lose my job. And I'm by myself, and I got my 2 little kids.
You were not allowed to drive, and you drove again. If you want me to appoint the public defender, I will. If you can't afford a private
Please.
attorney, that's another $250, and the state can then ask for up to a year in jail rather than 5 days. So, I mean, you're risking a lot, and I
Can I
think
get-
you know you're guilty. You started to say, can you what?
Can I get my own lawyer, or
Certainly, if you can afford your own lawyer, you can get your own lawyer.
can I have some time to think about, like, 5 or 10 minutes?
Certainly. Just let me know what you're going to do. Go have a seat. You can call your family. You can
Yeah.
do whatever you want. But you're risking up to a year in jail. This is 5 days because you drove again after I told you not to. And this would violate your probation. So I will end your probation and let the 5 days cover that also. So you won't have to finish paying the fine on the first one.
Is any way that I can do it, like, because I don't want to lose my job, like, be able to work and
It's 5 days straight. You drove a second time, unless, Ms. Papula, you want to do weekend work, the weekend work program. I don't usually do that for this situation, but we do it on people who drive a second time with no license, so it's your call. All right, have a seat, and both of you will think about what you want to do. And could I have Christopher Wardrop, please? Mr. Wardrop, thank you for dressing so respectfully for the court. You were on probation, and you completed almost everything.
That's correct.
So what would you like me to do, give you another month to complete everything?
I have my alcohol eval tomorrow, assuming I have no treatment. I completed my 12 hours of
Well, this said
courses.
you already had your evaluation.
No, Judge. That's tomorrow at 1:30.
Huh.
If I can have a continuance for 3 months, assuming, or less than that, assuming I don't have treatment.
Do you work on Wednesdays?
Yes, ma'am. I work on average 6 days a week.
Did you finish the victim awareness program?
No, ma'am.
Why not?
My job, I work 6 days a week on average 60 to 70 hours a week.
24 hours a day?
I normally work at 9 o'clock, and some days I don't get out of work until 9, 10 o'clock at night.
Well, then I don't know that there's any reason to continue the case because you're not going to be able to do it anyway.
I'll be able to take a vacation
So why didn't you do that and have it done on time?
because I haven't had any hours. March the 23rd, I finally got some hours.
State's recommending jail. They said you had enough time and you didn't finish.
All my fines are paid, everything's done. My 12 hours of DUI class has been done, my eval's tomorrow. A continuance for 3 months, just in case if I do have to take courses.
All right, when I was doing the suspended sentence, this was much easier to work on. All right, Mr. Waldrop, defendant to complete. I will give you your 3 months.
Thank you, Judge.
You're present. We don't need to worry about speedy trial because this is a violation. And it's continued to arraignment 3 months.
August 7th.
August 2nd, 2000.
7th?
7?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I'm sorry. August 7th, 2013 at 8 a.m. Wait for your paperwork, and you better be finished when you come back.
I will, Judge. Thank you.
Next is Jennifer Keene. Ms. Keene, you're here in front of me today for theft, 2 theft charges, and resisting an officer.
Yes.
Meanwhile, you were out on bond on a felony theft charge.
Yes, ma'am.
And Judge Law has revoked your bond and said you go to jail for no bond. How did you get here today?
My mom and my boyfriend.
All right, I don't know what the best thing is for you at this point. You can get a private attorney. If you can't afford a private attorney, I'll appoint the public defender. We do have an assistant public defender here today. If you think you're going to be in jail with no bond, and it could be, oh, you have Curtis Leonard representing you.
For the felony, but not for this.
Okay, so do you want to enter a not guilty on this and let Mr. Leonard see if he can wrap it up in a package deal? Yes, ma'am?
They sentenced her to 9 days on the violation of the...
Say it again?
They sentenced Jennifer to 9 days yesterday for the pre-trial, the PTI that you were on, you violated it. They sentenced her to 9 days.
He said that I was going to have a court date on May 9th. Mr. Leonard did.
So I don't understand what happened yesterday. In which court were
We
you?
didn't go to court, Mr. Leonard did.
Went on my behalf.
Do you know Mr. Leonard's number off the top of your head?
It's 343 Laws.
343 Laws?
LAWS.
Morning, Law Curtis Leonard.
Hi, this is Judge Miller. Is Mr. Leonard available?
No, I'm sorry, he's in Marion County this morning.
All right, I have one of your clients here in misdemeanor arraignment, Jennifer Keene. And I have an order to revoke her bond on her felony case.
Okay.
That's the case that Mr. Leonard represents her on. Did something get worked out that should keep me from sending her to jail on this revocation of ROR?
Let me check with Jerry real quick. Hold on just a moment, please.
Okay.
Yeah, Jerry's the one you need to speak to.
After we're finished here will be Rick Zimmerman. Where's Rick Zimmerman? Ms. Zimmerman, just sit there and we'll get a head start. You are charged with driving while license suspended. You fixed your license, and you didn't appear when you were supposed to appear last time, but we're not issuing a capias for that. This is your first driving while license suspended.
Hello, this is Jerry.
Hi, this is Judge Miller. You're on the speakerphone in open court.
Yes, ma'am.
I have your client Jennifer Keene here, and she's here on misdemeanor theft charges and a misdemeanor resisting.
Okay.
But I also have an order revoking her ROR status on the felony.
Right.
So she's thinking that could be a mistake because Mr. Leonard got something worked out on the felony.
I don't think so. Not as of now, he doesn't. I think they have sentencing coming up for her, but that's...
All right, then I have to have the deputy serve this order revoking ROR.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, if you'll tell Mr. Leonard, I appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Your Honor, they called her yesterday and told her she was going to be doing 9 days when we came to court today. Is that correct, Jennifer?
That I was going to be going back on the 9th for that charge.
Not 9 days. You're going back on the 9th.
But I did do the shoplifting class after that.
Okay, there's nothing I can do about the felony. You're going to jail with no bond on the felony per judge law. And we left a message with Mr. Leonard's office. Maybe he can get you to plead out sooner on the felony. I don't know. Meanwhile, you're here for the misdemeanors.
Right.
2 theft charges and a resisting.
Which I don't know why there was 2 theft charges, and the officer was a loss prevention officer that was dressed in regular clothes, and he did not identify himself as a loss prevention officer.
Okay, I don't feel very sympathetic towards your situation. I like to shop at Bell's, and I don't appreciate how this describes your behavior in Bell's. So I don't care if he was wearing a clown outfit. If he got you on tape or saw you stealing, then shame on you. Ms. Papula, what's your recommendation on these theft charges?
I believe I had something like probation in the shoplifters class, but...
Given her history that she already has a felony theft.
Right, and with the order revoking bond, I would say that she be taken into custody.
Well, she will be for the bond revocation.
And that, I apologize, Your Honor, is that bond revocation based on these, oh, no.
Oh, yes, the felony bond is revoked because of these, probably. So it doesn't matter whether we sentence her or don't sentence her today, she's going to jail for no bond. And if we knew she was going to be there for a month, we could do 30 days time served, we don't know. So, Ms. Keene, if you want to plead today to these new charges, I'd find you guilty, I'd put you on probation, you'd have these conditions. But you don't know how long you're going to be in jail. So I suggest you maintain you're not guilty for now to see what happens on the felony, and you can always plead next time we see you.
Okay.
Right, so
And is that the 13th?
No, we'll give you the court date for these right now. And you can retain Mr. Leonard or not on the new ones.
Could I have a public defender, please?
You can no longer afford a private attorney?
No.
All right, we'll appoint the public defender, Mr. Rogers, she's all yours. But she's going into custody now for no bond. So I don't know who to give it to. Oh, this was with it.
Your Honor, you were talking with Mr. Zimmerman.
Mr. Zimmerman, that's right. Mr. Zimmerman, come on up. You have a valid driver's license. We're not issuing the KPS. You have no priors. Can this be a civil? Do you have a valid? You do have a valid. I said
Yes,
that.
I do.
Can this be a civil?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we'll change it from a criminal charge to a civil. You'll have 6 months to pay $210, and if you don't, you get suspended again.
Okay.
We have a deal?
Yes, ma'am.
Okey dokey. Okay, this is Ms. Cotto, though.
Yes, Your Honor. Is there any way we can verify if there is a warrant out for her? I hear that there is.
There is. Yes, for violating her probation.
Oh,
Okay, so there's no bond for violating your probation, and the new charge is driving while license suspended, so it's 5 days. The only question is whether you want the more unusual circumstance of letting it be weekend work program.
what was she on probation for again, Your Honor? I apologize.
I think for driving while license suspended. Let me double check. Yes, because I just sentenced her March 20th to driving while license suspended. I think it needs to be 5 days straight.
Yeah, I'm sorry if she was just put on probation.
Yeah, just put on probation March 20th and then gets caught driving again April 9th. All right, so your probation is violated. So that's 5 days, so you go to jail with no bond right now for violating your probation. If you want to plead to the new charge, you're going to be in jail anyway, so the new charge will be 5 days in jail, and it will close out the other case also, so you won't have to pay the money you owed on the other case. Ms. Papula, can you explain what I mean about she'll get credit for both cases? Except for the mandatory costs?
Yes, except for the mandatory costs.
The ones, the regular costs.
Right, that you go to the payment office, room 105, to sign up for.
So today counts as 1 day.
So it starts from today?
Starts from today. Today is,
The
Wednesday,
first?
Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You get out on Sunday.
Okay.
All right, so you were sentenced March 20th, and you were told you had to pay a $200 fine.
And I did that.
You've paid that fine already?
Yes, I paid that.
She's paid all the money.
Okay, well, probation terminated on that one. Then on the new one, it's 5 days. Then you have a failure to display your registration.
I got it right here.
Did you have it then?
No, because I was driving my son's car and he took it out.
Okay, I'll dismiss it then, because the registration was good, you just didn't have...
It's right here.
Okay, you don't have to pay that ticket, it was $113. Then you're charged with violation of a traffic control device. Let me find out what that was for.
It was a four-way, and they changed it like 2 days before. It was a four-way, they changed it to go make a right, and it used to be a four-way. And I didn't know because I don't be in that Claremont, in the upper Claremont area.
Okay, if you enter a no contest plea, I'll withhold a finding of guilt, and the jail time will pay that ticket. You won't have to pay it.
Okay.
So that saves you $166 on that one. I've dismissed the registration. On your first driving while license suspended, we're terminating probation. Terminate probation, just sentence her on the new one. Okay. 5 days on the new one, and you're going to go into custody right now.
Okay, I got a question. The 5 days, I made arrangements to pay on the other stuff the last time, because I also, from the tickets. I still got that, right?
You still have to pay the mandatory costs from last time.
Yeah, the tickets that I had, they were the arrangements that I made.
Okay, I don't know what tickets.
When I came to court, it was $535 last time.
Those are mandatory costs.
Yes.
You still have the mandatory costs.
Okay, that's what I
I
wanted to know.
can't do anything about mandatory costs. And you have new mandatory costs on this one, another
Okay.
$500.
Okay. That's fine, so when I get out, I clear it.
That's very bad of you to drive again.
Yeah.
And you get 3 of these in a 5-year period, and, whoops. This may be 3 in a 5-year period.
3199.
Yes, okay. So these are 2 today. If you get another one, Tallahassee will take your license for 5 years. All right, you're remanded to custody for 5 days. Today
And-
counts as 1.
One more thing, I'm sorry. The I thing, it was corrected in your file? When you asked me earlier about the doctor, the driving?
Deputy Indar, could you ask her in Spanish, because I'm not in.
Okay. El doctor, ella me preguntó ahorita que,
She's suspended for the vision.
yeah, and it says over here I can drive.
But you have to take that to the driver's license department to get reinstated.
Yeah, I did, but the lady gave me hassles. It's like she wasn't reading the paper correct or something.
All right, I'll call right now and see what you have to do. Right, you took this to the driver's license office.
Yes, and I
Okay,
took
they
the-
could not reinstate your license because you still owe a ticket in Lake County, and you had no proof of insurance.
The ticket that I owe is the last time, the $291. I make arrangements for that. I got
But that's why they couldn't reinstate your license. So we'll look at those 2 reasons, and then this. With this, you should be able to fix it.
Okay.
So she wasn't giving you hassles, just this alone wasn't enough, you had to have the other 2 proofs.
Yes, and.
Stop while I look.
Okay.
Okay, 9173 was the driving while license suspended from 2011, you didn't pay.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean, mm-hmm? So that's why you're still suspended.
Yeah, I understand that. When I went to the lady,
That's the suspension for the ticket. So in order to fix that, she has to bring proof of insurance. So to get your license back, you take that medical report, and I might be able to help you with something else, so hold on a second. 9173, do we have that one?
I believe 9173 is the.
Civil, that you just gave me. Okay, I'm going to help you out an additional little bit here. All right, you signed up for the payment plan on the driving while license suspended from 1.5 years ago,
yeah,
and you didn't pay it.
yes,
Yes, what?
I didn't pay at that
Okay,
time.
it still isn't paid.
No, it's in arrangements. I got it
Okay, it's
paid.
in the payment plan, but you haven't paid it.
Right, she just signed it.
Okay, I will let the jail time pay that one also.
Thank you,
So that saves you $262.
thank you.
The jail time will pay this one, and we're going to give you a clearance on it.
I already gave her one.
Okay, they already gave you a clearance. So
Yes.
now when you get out of jail, you take the I thing, you take the clearance that they already gave you, and then proof of insurance.
Okay,
And they'll charge you about $150, I think. So we think $80. When you get out of jail, you should be able to get your license back.
okay, because I got everything set to go.
Okay, those 3 things, best I can tell, when you get out of jail, the vision thing that you have, the clearances that they gave you when you signed up for the payment plan, and proof of insurance.
Okay,
But do not drive again
Oh, no,
until you
no.
get it fixed.
no,
Okay? Today is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You'll get out Sunday morning.
okay.
Could you make sure you took care of everything? Well, it's a small group, but quite an interesting group.